looks like a fit for you. So let's start with the problem and the number, because everything else in this video builds off of this. The average Australian trade or service business loses around 52,000 a year to missed calls alone. And that's not bad workmanship, it's not bad pricing, it's just a phone that didn't get answered. And that's the starting point. So everything from here is about closing that gap. That 52,000 breaks down into 3 specific gaps, and I want to walk through all 3 because usually a business only recognizes one of them in themselves. And it's almost always the other 2 doing the real damage. And first is your after hours call. The ones that go in unanswered. That is close to 100% of inquiries that come in the outside business hours to get no response at all. The phone just rings out. The second is leads followed up too slowly. The average response time is 42 minutes. Only 12% of businesses respond within 5. And speed matters more than anything else in this business, and in whether that lead turns into a job. And this is the quiet one, no visibility. Most owners genuinely can't tell you how many calls were missed last week or which quotes are still sitting open. You can't fix what you can't see. So a genuine question, does any of that sound like your business right now? Now, I want you to hold on to your answer because everything from here is built around fixing exactly that. So here's the framework that I use to look at every business that I work with. I call it the call to cash journey, and it is 5 steps. A call comes in, it gets captured, it gets qualified and followed up on. It gets booked, and eventually it gets reviewed. Here's what I've noticed working across different businesses. Almost everyone is strong at the 2 ends of this. You're good at doing the actual job and you're good at being liked once it's done. That's why the reviews are usually decent. The gap shows up, however, in the middle 3 steps: capturing the call properly, qualifying it, and following it up on schedule. That middle section is where crew room lives. Now, on an actual call with a business, this slide here gets filled in live with their real numbers, not an industry guess. The actual call volume, the actual response time pulled from a free scorecard that I run before we ever talk pricing. But to give you a feel for what that looked like, for a business missing around 38 calls a month, averaging a 44-minute response time, and only following up on about a third of the quotes they send out, that lands at roughly 4,300 a month in estimated impact. Every business's number is different, but there's almost always a real number, and it's almost always bigger than the owner expects. So here's what actually closes that gap. I call them your crew because that's really what they are. 3 specific roles and not one generic tool. So Rendo is your AI receptionist.